This is Pick 6 presented by KFAN. I am Tatum Everett alongside the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen, Viking Entertainment Network's Gabe Henderson, and we got your fan questions and we are ready to answer them.
Indeed.
The rules of the game you guys know, 30 seconds on the clock each time. And the first question, all three of us will answer. I had a little liberties with this one. I decided to go in the route of Mr. Mankato used to be a thing, right? Back in the day. Now that we have training camp here, who, Paul Allen, is your Mr. Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, which is a bit more of a mouthful.
MrTCOPC. I would go with undrafted Miami linebacker Zach McLeod. Now, Zach, he's a college free agent, and from what I understand, a pretty penny was paid to secure his services because multiple teams were after him. Now, in watching him, not only at training camp, but in these preseason games, specifically on special teams, my man can play. And I don't know why he wasn't drafted, but he's fast, he hits hard, and he's been eye-opening to me as Mr. TCOPC.
I like that one a lot. Right on the tip of the clock.
Well, I'm trying to win the game.
Nice.
I didn't know it was a game, and now I got to try to figure out how to win.
She started out with the game.
Can you win this game? Who is your Mr. TCOPC?
I beat Paul and stumped the snob yesterday, so I'll let him beat me today. But I got to go with Justin J. Jefferson. This guy's a no-brainer for me. Whenever he was on the field all training camp, he was the best player on the field. He was dominating one-on-ones, dominating 7-on-7s. No one for the 49ers could cover him. And I remember talking to him earlier this year. He even said it on a couple of platforms, and he said, hey, this year I want to amass 2,000 receiving yards this year. If his performance this season was like it was the past couple of weeks here at the TCO Performance Center at Vikings camp, I can see that coming. And, if this is a guy that gets 2,000 passing yards, hey, Kwesi, go on and open up that checkbook because this guy's going to get paid.
He ain't playing the game right because the way you framed up the Mr. TCOPC,
is it?
I thought there had to be some obscurity. And he's up in here taking Justin Jefferson.
I think there's some liberties to it. We'll change the game.
Oh, it's your game.
Well, it's my game. You're right. So because it's my game, I've got an answer for you. Mine is kicker Greg Joseph because I think that there wasn't much of a battle coming in to camp, yet he took the job very seriously. He's been incredibly accurate. He hasn't missed a kick in any preseason game, whether it's extra point, field goal. But I think it's more telling when your special teams coordinator gets at the podium about 2 weeks into camp and says, I am putting it on record, Greg Joseph will have his best season yet. So we shall see, but Greg around the facility is calm, collected, and very focused per usual. And I think he's having a great camp.
Love it. Fantastic
no
camp.
Pressure.
Hasn't missed in the preseason. And now with Ryan Wright as the punter, he has a new holder. And obviously with a process like that, when you cut a veteran, is you got to go through the kicker, I would imagine, to make sure he's all squared away on the hold. So just a lot goes into it.
Yep, very interesting development here for sure. Let's keep it going with pick number 2. Why did I say 6?
That's the name of the show.
That would be a fast forward.
So that means you're in third in the game.
Yeah, clearly.
That's okay. I can make a comeback. Which Vikings rookie, drafted or undrafted, impressed you the most in the preseason? Sri is asking you, PA, 30 seconds.
Ty Chandler would be the answer. And I wasn't super familiar with Ty out of North Carolina by way of Tennessee. But then we went to Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium and played the Las Vegas Raiders. How about that? Go ahead and try to knock Ty Chandler down, Mr. Cornerback. Bounced off you like you were a rag doll. He averaged 10 yards per run in that game. And then in the next game against the 49ers, granted the stats came back to the pack, but they were still good. So that's really, with so much old becoming new with this team, that's just one thing I'm greatly appreciating about this whole thing is new guys like this just tearing it up.
Love a guy that can pop during the preseason, right?
And he's a Carolina guy.
Carolina guy, yeah. We have to mention that.
I sense a shot there. Guys popping during the preseason. Let's go T.Y. McGill.
Let's go question number 3, actually. Gabe, 30 seconds for this one. This is from Tony Tyndall. He asks, very bluntly, he just is direct with his question. Is the defense really going to be better this season?
Tony Tyndall, FanDad 34, I'm going to be very blunt with you. Yes, because this defense will be predicated on stopping the run in 2022. When you add a guy like Harrison Phillips to this run defense, that instantly makes this defense better. And you look at him, the last 4 years in Buffalo, he's been a guy that has anchored that defense to a top 3 defense the last few years. So try running the ball on us and let us stop that. That means you force the team to throw the ball. And good luck to your opposing quarterback when you got Daniil Hunter Zadarius Smith, all these outside guys rushing your quarterback. So I'm excited just to see what this run defense can do. There's a lot of upside. And when listen, I'm going to say Vikings fans the PTSD of our run defense stats last year. Just know we're going to be a lot better this year.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
I was going to go down a tangent.
This is an optimistic show today.
Yeah.
We'll go with question number 4. It's very simple. It's Ryan at Vikings Forever fan. Backup QB?
Well, we have 4 quarterbacks on the roster as of this taping. And Nick Mullins acquired from the Las Vegas Raiders. What I like about that is Kwesi's familiar with him in that they were together in San Francisco and Cleveland. I like that. I also like that Kevin O'Connell went to his bailout guy, Josh McDaniels, who was his offensive coordinator in 2008. So you have a collaboration there. With that said, I've learned there are 2 major characteristics the best backup quarterbacks have: smart and secure. They diagnose enough of the playbook so if they have to play, they can make those plays happen. And they're secure with their lot in life, not always tapping on somebody thinking they should play more. And you have to be a team person to be a backup. And generally speaking, those 2 characteristics lead to a high-end 2.
And all eyes definitely on that room as we head into preseason game number 3 this
Maybe we
weekend.
carry 4 quarterbacks. Who knows?
Man, there's a lot of
I'm
roster
a
spots.
betting man. I don't know if I'm a bet on that.
I don't know. I mean, why do we even need a punter with how good this offense is going to be?
All right. On that note, question 5. Question 5 from Graham. Gabe, this is for you. With arguably one of the best running back, wide receiver units in the league, how will we use those position groups? Possibly more 3 wide receiver sets, ways that play to our strength.
I believe this offense will be a little less traditional than years previous, which ultimately means Dalvin Cook will have some opportunities to be lined up at receiver. Justin Jefferson will have some opportunities to be lined up at running back. And when you have those opportunities with those 2 dynamic players, that opens opportunities up from everybody else for Adam Thielen, Irv Smith Jr., KJ Osborne. So I think we will see a lot of 3 wide receiver sets, but I also think we'll see it in a very untraditional fashion. So I'm excited to see what this Kevin O'Connell offense is going to look like because we have no idea. This preseason, series right now is just very bland, very vanilla. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. And if you come to any practices or if you've been to any training camp practices thus far, you've seen a little bit of that variety between JJ and Dalvin Cook.
The illusion of complexity.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to.
Ooh, that was nice.
Nothing complex about this final question for us. This is from Amber Castle. She says, many new pieces coming together for this franchise. What is one change that's been developing over the preseason that makes you the most excited about the upcoming season? PA, 30 seconds. You can go first.
I believe this is an opportunity to celebrate the improvement of one Ed Ingram, an offensive lineman from LSU, where at rookie camp and, right around that time, mini camp, it's not that yours truly was hearing bad things about Ed Ingram. I just wasn't hearing anything. And then all of a sudden, the right people started to say the right things about that guy, Ed Ingram. And then we play the games, and he's mashing on man on that Ty Chandler touchdown. So he's a rookie, so there are limitations, but he has terrific upside. And I've just been very impressed how, quickly things are getting better for him.
I like that development for sure.
Of course you do. He went to LSU.
I thought you were going to say lickety-split. I love when you say that.
Oh, I know. Well, lickety-split, LS. It has an LS, Louisiana State. I got to do that for Tatum.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
On you.
Gabe, you got 30 seconds for this one. What are you most excited about with all the changes?
Daniil and Zadarius' relationship. I feel like I've seen more from Daniil Hunter this year as far as personality-wise than I have in the last 7 years of him being a Viking. And that's a lot due to Zadarius Smith. He's an outgoing guy. He lights up a room every time he walks in the room. And just thinking about both of those guys together, if they are both healthy this year, one of those guys is going to have at least 15 sacks this year. And I think that'll ultimately make this entire team better. But the better they come together as, human beings and as players and as teammates, I think this team ultimately becomes a really good, hopefully playoff contender team.
Did you know neither of them have had a 15-sack season yet in their career as dominant as they've been?
Daniil had, 214 and a half?
Seasons back to back.
And you can throw another D in there with Zadarius and Daniil and Dalvin. If you can keep those 3 so that they miss maybe maximum a combined 10 games, that is so key, and we're going to be in big-time business if that happens.
Definitely. My favorite change this offseason is flying. It was flying under the radar. I don't think it's really flying under the radar anymore because, I mean, even Adam Thielen was on your show earlier this week talking about the dedication to nutrition, the dedication to their hydration. They have their supplements. They have their things for focus. All of these little details that go into just making these athletes even more on the next level of being an athlete. I don't know how else to put it.
Right.
It's giving them an edge. And as we know, football is a game of small details, inches, doing the right things, the small things. And I think that this is a great foundation moving forward.
And I'm really glad you brought that up because on KFAN on the 9 to noon show, Adam, for a third time, has made it a point to say, my body has never felt better.
Yeah.
I am in the best shape of my life. And that's when a 32-year-old wide receiver is one of the best in the game, says that at this stage of his career, that's massive.
It is massive. Well, it's a massive game coming up on Saturday if you like the preseason.
That's the biggest ever,
I think we'll have to talk
Big
about the
boost for
Packers
morale.
game very, very soon. But until then, make sure you watch that preseason game. You will be on the call. You can catch it on Fox 9, 8 o'clock kick, but it's going to be fun. In fact, I don't know if you know this, you may even be able to win you will be able to win potentially a pair of tickets
Wow.
to that Packers game. They'll be given away during the broadcast. So you want to watch it, make sure you see and sign up for those tickets. But until then, this has been Pick 6. You can always tweet us your questions at Tatum Everett, at Gabe Henderson, at PA on the mic, and we'll maybe feature them on this show.